Hello, friend. Welcome back to the channel. Hello to all the new subscribers. If you've just clicked on, feel free to subscribe. For those that look at a playlist, I've streamed together a number of these smaller videos from this channel. This channel is approaching 10 months, and we have a number of videos that maybe some of the new subscribers haven't seen. Today we're going to see South Beach, Miami Beach, Haulover Beach, Hollywood Beach. We will see some luxury shopping centers, some luxury shopping areas, and the backdrop to some of South Florida famous movies. Feel free to add to your playlist, stream often, share with your social media accounts and friends. I'll see you at the end.
FYI, at Royal Palms, that was one of the first hotels owned by African Americans. They quickly sold it, but it was an opportunity. They made the money. As you can see, you have Lamborghinis for rent, you had Ferraris, and you had other automobiles there, so you could rent those. As I turn on 15th Street is going to go into the beach. Ocean Drive is going to be between 1st and 15th, so therefore Ocean Drive ends here on 15th. But after COVID, they closed off Ocean Drive, I'm gonna say after 13th to vehicles, so therefore between 15 and 14 you cannot drive through. Another, I call it casualty of the pandemic. They used that to, I guess, implement changes that previously they wanted to. Instead of Ocean Drive being a two-way street from 1st to 15th, now it's a one-way street going south. Okay, as we're coming up on the 15th Street, they call this the boardwalk, and here's Miami Beach. Oh, I shouldn't call it Miami Beach because I guess the locals put a significant emphasis on South Beach. Early on, technically, South Beach went from 1st to the 15th streets. Now, again, they've expanded it for commercial reasons, property value, etc. And now at some later time we'll go here, which is South Point Park. This is South Point here, and as you can see, you have lifeguards manned, and there's the skyline of Miami Beach. The Lowe's Theater, I shouldn't say Lowe's Theater, Lowe's Hotel, condos, continuum. You have some of the Hollywood stars living there also. I guess many of them too numerous to name. Bottom line is, once you come here, and if you see somebody from the films, which I used to live in that area, 1024 Ocean Drive. Okay, if I can read the clouds, look like it could be raining, or it's going to rain. All right, I'm at South Point Park. I'm walking through the grass, and you see this is Governor's Cut. And the reason they call it Governor's Cut is because in one point in Miami's history, this piece of land here used to stretch all the way across there, and they cut a dock, or they cut the waterway here, such that what you're looking at there is the Port of Miami. You're looking at the city of Miami behind it, and as we get a little further along, you will see the cruise ship terminal where we were trying to take a picture of earlier. At one point, you could actually get in this water, and there was no barrier between you and the cruise ship. After 9/11, all of that changed. Okay, so we have the city of Miami there. We have Fisher Island there. Man, don't tell me. I just put a new battery in. You have a number of celebrities that live there. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see. Okay, already we see the clouds, they're coming in, so I'm gonna go back to the car. I suspect I got my exercise for the morning. And with the heat, without a doubt, the heat, I don't trust these things. Okay, the heat helps. Well, so they warn about getting on these rocks in terms of danger, but I guess for the true fishermen, they're often looking for that quote honey hole, and they risk a life and limb. I hear the thunder. I hear the thunder. Can you hear it? Taking off from Miami Airport. You see there's an opening in the clouds right there. Let's see if there's going to be lightning. Someone said every second between thunder and lightning, you will hear it indicates the number of miles that the storm is from you. So I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'll see you soon. Okay, we're coming up on South Point Park Pier. Okay, so all of this right here is developed. This right here is developed also. It wasn't here, I'm gonna say 15 years ago. Nevertheless, they did a wonderful job, and I believe this is one of the real estate questions that the developer got paid X number of dollars of millions of dollars more, because one of the incentives on this contract was if you complete early, there would be a bonus. The question is, did he pay his workers any of the bonus? Don't know, but that gets into one of the questions between fixed fee contracts, time and material contracts, or contracts with an incentive or a bonus associated with it. Okay, at one point, this is the pier, from 1st Street to 4th to 5th used to be, for the most part, the family beach. Used to find a number of children, crianças, and family just chilling out. Miami Beach at this point has gotten so commercial that for the most part you don't see much family. But on the other hand, it's all available to everyone. There used to be a time between, I think it was 8th and 12th, that there was topless and nobody got in any trouble or being challenged. I don't know if that exists much today or not, but that's just showing the evolution of the beach. This right here used to be all wood. One of the hurricanes, needless to say, uprooted it, and you're going to find this throughout South Florida now. Most piers are made with a combination of concrete and wood to withstand more hurricanes. All right, this is another good example of the different hues in the water. Earlier we were talking about the lows, and you can see the lows, the point of the Lowe's hotel where we were earlier is right there. Okay, so here you see the different hues in the water, indicative of the depth of the water. So I believe this is this a party boat, a fishing boat? Looks like it. At the distance you see Coconut Grove. On the other side of that, okay, that's going to be American Airlines. Well, I shouldn't call it American Airline Arena. You know, it's whatever naming convention is the latest. It used to be FTX when they, after that debacle. Now I forget how they pronounce the name, but it's where the Miami Heat plays. Okay, and these ships that are anchored, the question is, are they anchored waiting for their time to get into port, or what the case may be? As we can see, there's like a trail in the water of debris. Wow, look like that might even been extended. There was one of the quote famous Marlins pitcher that was riding his boat at a high rate of speed one night and basically crashed into this jetty here. My question is, did this go off automatic? If not, I'm going to have a little conversation with GoPro. Because many times when you're watching video and it's going off abruptly, I'm not turning it off. I'm letting it run. But for some reason, either software or hardware, it's shutting itself off. Therefore, in the GoPro community out there, can you tell me if you are experiencing the same issue with your GoPro 12? Knowledge on 5th and Washington back during the day. Muhammad Ali trained at a gym there before he won, or before he fought the Sonny Liston fight, which was held at the Miami Beach Convention Center. So, being that Muhammad Ali, which is named Cassius Clay then, being that he won the fight, it made his training facility infamous. This is one of the parking decks of the city parking deck here on 7th Street. That's fairly new. I'd say fairly new, meaning within 20 years. This is one of these tour buses. As I was saying, this used to be a nice little community for a number of retirees to basically live. Now it's a tourist destination, so these streets are relatively small, but you still have these huge buses that tour. In fact, I think he's behind us now. Yes. And you have a lot of commercial shops. They would like to call themselves boutiques. And these quote boutique hotels. Between 8th and 10th Street, or 8th and 11th Street, maybe 8th and 12th Street, on Ocean Drive, used to be called the Entertainment District. And they had a special, I'm going to stop here, this artesian coffee place. If you want your coffee to look very nice and pretty, that's a good place for it. But speaking of the entertainment district, they were allowed to play music. I believe it was live music up until anywhere maybe 2 p.m. I think last call for alcohol used to be around 4 p.m. So, and I knew that because the people that lived beside me, I lived between, on Ocean Drive, I lived between this block and next. The people that lived beside me, they were musicians. And they were telling me about the regulations. Not only the regulations, but the pay, because they were unionized. So, again, nice, lazy Sunday morning. I'm going to go down to 13. When I get to 13, I'm going to make a right and come down Ocean Drive. Then here's 13th. So there was a parking deck at 7th in Collins. There's another one, what is this, 6 blocks down the street at 13th in Collins. You remember that building there? That building used to be the backdrop for a TV show. I believe the TV show was called Eve, E-V-E. This is an infamous corner. This is, I don't want to talk about negative stuff here, but it wasn't a pleasant event that happened at that corner during one of the spring breaks. Okay. Right now, today, typically parking is $4 an hour. Well, needless to say, it didn't used to be that. One of the, well, okay. There's a restroom there on the right side. They typically have restrooms maybe every 4 or 5 blocks here on Ocean Drive. So we're on Ocean Drive. Gloria Estefan had an interest in this hotel back here. She's an resident, but probably still here. As we go down the street here, you'll see hotels. The beach is on this side. You'll see hotels and buildings that were a part of movies. I know Robin Williams movie was, I think, in Amsterdam. Robin Williams had a couple movies there. In fact, they were great movies. Okay. And this part of the beach, this is around, what is this, 12? I mentioned yesterday between 8 and 12 was one part of, I'm going to call it beach goers. Let's see, I'm going to let this guy get in front of me. Well, between 13 or 12 and 13 in that area, a lot of the alphabet group will congregate. Okay, so here is Gianni Versace's house. Many times I would use the name Gino, and Gino was basically an homage to Gianni. Okay, so there's a restaurant in here, and I don't know if my camera's still on or not. Alrighty. So I hope this goes well, because I guess just got road rash on my rims. Okay. All right. So I was saying that Gino was an homage to Gianni. Some people call him Johnny. Some people call him Gino. All right. So this is the block that I live in. Right across the street from this sign right here that says Lomas Park. Okay. And this is the famous or infamous Clevelander Hotel and restaurant. Believe it or not, I shouldn't say believe it or not, but right in the back of those windows over there, there used to be an old nursing home where I would walk in there and you would have doctors there treating the aged. So this just shows how much it's changed. I'm trying to get the attention of these people so they can go across the street. All right. A lot of stars have interest here. Another call about Paris Hilton. Passing a few places. One is called Mangoes. It's good that we can see these places during the day, because during Sunday I used to call this the crawl. For these 10 blocks, it would take me roughly 40 minutes to drive these 10 blocks. So here's another Gloria Estefan. There's another place over here called Barrios. It used to be Gloria Estefan, another restaurant. I'm trying not to call celebrities' names, but this News Cafe was a very popular spot. In fact, that's the last place that Gianni Versace got his breakfast before this infamous situation. It was a nice place that I would go for breakfast. They always had good fruit bowls. Wet Willies. And you can see, not only do they have a shot spotter, they have security cameras. Okay. You've seen a lot of these hotels and movies. This is one of the infamous photo shots that they have of Miami Beach, this Lincoln Hotel. And being that we are on 7th, that means that Wet Willie's and News Cafe is on 8th. Okay. coming up on 5th Street again. So this time, for what used to take maybe 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes on a Sunday in the afternoon, we've covered probably within minutes, 5 minutes. Dennis Rodman had an infamous event at this hotel here. So I'll leave that alone. Okay. Fridays. So this is one of the commercial. And as we look south, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes. Okay, I'm going to stop for now. One of the hidden gems in Miami, Espinosa Way, has been the location for many films. Not only in Miami, but in America, that's depicting a Cuban, Spanish environment. Okay. So again, Espinosa Way. Needless to say, many of the major movies or events have taken place here. Let's take a stroll. Yeah, I used the word stroll. Okay, so we're only a couple of blocks from the beach. GoPro, stop. Okay, this is the area of the Champlain Tower collapse. State of Florida. That's what they call it, of Bow Harbor. So, needless to say, in many of the upscale areas, law enforcement is pretty strict. So I hope I don't have any challenges. It's only, maybe I'm going to say 8 blocks long. Speaking of law enforcement, there's law enforcement there. And as we go across the next bridge, we will get into the Haulover beach area. GoPro stop capture. Customs. GoPro stop video. GoPro stop capture. I'm walking. I want to see how the stabilization is doing. Again, it appears that there's two sandbars. I don't know if this is low tide, but that's usually when the sandbars appear. So there's a sandbar there. There's one over here also. And many times there are food trucks in that area. It's low enough that people can get in the water and float. On the other side of this bay here, that tall building is Florida International University, North Campus. This is where the sports fishing boats used to dock. You can still go out for party fishing. I believe it's usually 4-hour, 6-hour, 8-hour excursions. Okay, it's about 11:30. The sun is a bit strong. I'm going to put the top back on. Turn the air conditioner on. And I'm going to call it a morning. Let's see. The UV index is 7 out of 10. Let me convert. It's 31 Celsius. Let's convert that to Fahrenheit. So in your head, what you do is 31 is 62 minus 10%. Let's go with 55 plus 32. So that's about 87 degrees. Let's see how accurate I am. 87 degrees, that's what it says. 87 degrees. And the humidity is only 69%, 70%. It says feel like 96 though. Okay, so this, it just says a marina owned by the city. So I'll go to the end. Usually at the end You can see some very large yachts at the end. I mean, like 100 and, I call them very large. It's 100, over 100 feet. I think it's 110 because I was looking to the length of it. Okay. Good morning and welcome to Miami Design District. This is a neighborhood that has become gentrified with a number of designer boutique shops, restaurants. So I'm going to take a drive through, then I will walk a bit. How many names do you recognize? It's early in the morning, roughly 9 o'clock. You have a number of photographers usually walking through. No, go ahead. Just parking garage. Being that we're here so early in the morning, parking is not an issue. Typically, yes, it is. It's a big issue. But now you know where you can park. Okay. Institute of Contemporary Art, Miami. Are you familiar with these brands? In a moment, I will park and go to one of my favorite eateries. Okay. Again. Okay. So I'm going to stop the video, park, start at this end, and walk through. GoPro, stop, capture. The model group again, they've changed. Okay, I think we beat the rain. Although the rain did not come, but it's still very humid. Nevertheless, it's a good start to another day in the Magic City. GoPro, stop, capture. Okay, Hollywood Beach. Pickleball court. I'm at the parking deck. I want to see how long it stays on before it shuts off. In the car, my workaround for this overheating was to put the camera in front of the air conditioner vent. I'm gonna see how long that fix work. Again, I'm using the highest settings for most things to get the quality video. And GoPro community, I'm going to have to evaluate, am I getting the additional, I'm going to call it, time that GoPro said this new battery life should give you. If I'm not getting the additional battery life, I'm going to query GoPro in terms of the workaround. I can understand the frustration of those that made the comparison videos, again, between DJI Insta360, GoPro, the previous version of GoPro, which was GoPro 11 in terms of the battery life. But it was said that with the GoPro 12, the battery life issue should have been resolved. If this is the resolution of the battery life issue, there still is some work that needs to be done. Okay, Hollywood Beach Boardwalk has a greatly different setup than Miami Beach. So you're a lot closer to the sand, and you see more activity. I'm going to pause in a bit to get a bite to eat. And I will continue sharing South Florida beach life on a Sunday. I think I started out roughly at 9 this morning. It is 12:30. So Let's see. Okay. I think I'm going to, I don't really want much. I don't eat much. I'm sure you hear that a lot. I always thought these shirts were very comical. Okay. Well, maybe let me see if I can find a gyro. There you go. Okay. Okay, so you hear Jimmy Buffett's music. Jimmy Buffett just passed away a couple of weeks ago, and Margaritaville is one of the big resorts here that was built as a result of Jimmy Buffett's theme. Okay. All right.
Thanks for staying to the end. Remember to share with your friends, add to your playlist, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.